Rolling on, Luka Doncic, yes, the 46-point night, but it was also in a giving mood. Like this pass early on to Jake LaRavia, where he ball fakes half of Chicago, most of the North Shore, for being honest. You know, Wilmette, Winnetka, Evanston, Port Sheridan, Highland Park. Shout out Hackney's. Hackney's is a great restaurant. You ever been? Yeah. And then Luka. Behind the back to Gabe Vincent, and that was a great pass from Vincent. One hand, find it to Rui Hachimura. So 12 dimes for Luka, some of them showcase worthy. But he says maybe my coach might think otherwise.
I think I was just being aggressive, see what the defense give you. I said probably JJ is going to be mad. I took 25 shots, so he'll tell me to pass more.
He likes to create out there, and that's part of what makes him a great player. Because I played with him, I have a pretty good understanding of that. More often than not, you're going to get a great result, and he had some great passes. He made some amazing shots, but there's that creative element that he needs to thrive, and you've got to allow that.
Anscape senior writer David Dennis Jr. has that creative vibe as well, and he's with us on SportsCenter. David, you heard the postgame sound there. What did you make of what J.J. Redick had to say about Luka sort of making sure that creative element stays a part of his game?
Well, kind of the stats bear that out. The Lakers are 7-7 when Luka takes 25 or more shots, and they're 17-6 when he takes fewer than 25 shots. But really, what JJ is really getting at is the fact that they need Luka Doncic to kind of go out there and do everything. Lakers are old, they're slow, they can't defend. Luka needs to be the best player on the court at all times for them to have a shot here. And he's kind of doing that. He needs 56 more points and 8 more rebounds over the next 2 games to be the first Laker to have 500 points, 100 rebounds, 100 assists in a month in 60 years since Jerry West did that. That is the kind of production that Luka Doncic is going to need for the rest of the season. Like, you could talk about Austin Reeves coming back and what LeBron can and cannot do, but if the Lakers have a shot, they need that Dallas Mavericks finals run Luka to do all of the things for this team.
He did that last night. Monday, Luka's 65th game with the Lakers, becoming the 4th fastest player to score 2,000 points with a franchise in the league's history. That is in the Western Conference. Let's talk about the Eastern Conference side of things. Boston, David, second in the East right now, only behind Detroit. And all of this without Jason Tatum. How impressive has this been, and how have they been able to do it?
Yeah, this has been pretty remarkable. Mazzulla should be in the running, if not the front runner for Coach of the Year for what he's doing without Jason Tatum. But the story here is Jaylen Brown, the guy who has been that second fiddle for this whole time. He said, look, y'all are going to let me put this team on my back, and he's doing it. Dude's got 25, 30-point games already. He's looking like maybe the best two-way player in the league. This Celtics team has the best offense in the league. Unbelievably, they're making more threes than just about anybody except for Golden State. In the last 10 games, the defense has picked up. They've got top 10 defense. And then you got these centers. This guy, Cato, is coming out of nowhere as being a starting center, doing things on both sides of the floor. This is a total team effort with a championship infrastructure. And let me tell you, if Jason Tatum comes back at any point in this season and he looks kind of Jason Tatum-ish, all bets are off in the East when it comes to the Celtics squad.
Jason Tatum-ish.
Come on.
The Celtics, meanwhile, winning wire-to-wire last night for the NBA best 7th time this season. That is David Dennis Jr. Thank you, sir. Stay warm down there.
D always bringing the juice. All right, some home cooking for these Houston Rockets, and that's actually a good thing. They have the best home record in the NBA, 16-3. They're hosting the Grizzlies. Gigi Jackson, though, driving to the cup. Jabari Smith Jr. just in the way. Grizzlies actually had a 54-51 lead at the break, but 10 minutes to go in the 4th. Rockets have regained that lead. Dorian Finney-Smith. Finney turned that ball over, and then Alperen Şengün finishing it. Rockets up 85-79. Şengün spinning, throwing it down over 2 Grizzlies defenders. Şengün reminds me of a guy who leaves the ground and realizes as soon as he takes off, I'm just a little bit far away from the rim. He's always stretching out. Yeah, he's always reaching out. Kevin Durant from distance. Şengün, again, the runner, gets that to go 15 of 17 from the field. And then Şengün to Durant, again, the home cooking man down there in Houston. Papado, Papacitos, Papa Seafood, Papa Steakhouse.
Ooh, let's go.
Barbecue, Papa's Burger. Man, they got it all.
Is that Greek place?
Yeah. Yayas.
Yayas, let's go.
Something like that.
All right. Hey, Hey, keep going.
Hornets taking on
I can try to ad-lib it.
the 76ers. Oh, LaMelo Ball fighting Moussa Diabate, and looks like the Sixers forgot to take their Diabate medication. Hornets up 10. Brandon Miller with the triple. Ryan Kalkbrenner coming up with the block, and then Ball throwing it to Miller. Man, these Hornets, they're fun to watch. They don't necessarily win a ton of basketball games.
They're fun to watch.
They're a good time to watch. They're so fun that Randy just wanted to ad-lib the whole highlight.
I just wanted to get after it. That's
Look
all.
at B-Mill. Are you crying? No. That's just a teardrop. LaMelo, left-hand pass. Oh, behind the back. Come on, man. Grant Williams with the triple. Look, even Grant Williams making the highlight. Hornets were up by 50 at the end of the third. What? They get the win.
But anyway, go ahead. What were you saying? I apologize.
See, I want Shefty to break the news on our show. That's my dream.
By actually saying it or hanging up on us, because both
Either
are great.
one.
Either
one. We've had the hang up before.
And then
but
he breaks the news, yeah.
But he's like, okay, gotta go. Bye-bye. And you're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? What's
Yes.
happening? We gotta refresh social media. Let's make sure we're locked into SportsCenter. What's going on? Adam has a bomb he's gonna drop. So that I really appreciate. We have been talking a lot recently about how there's been a renewed sense of beefs in the NFL.
Beefs.
Beefs.
Oh, okay.
Like we have Ben Johnson, Matt
Rivalries.
LaFleur.
Yeah.
You know, we're just talking about a lot of beefs that have been happening. Did you perchance see the stuff about Cooper Kupp and the Rams and Seahawks and how they hate each other and how in the game last month that they got into an altercation in an elevator over Cooper Kupp?
Okay, I saw somebody
Because
tweet.
beefs are back.
I think it was Diana Rossini of The Athletic who tweeted, like, this is the most interesting elevator situation since Solange, Beyonce's sister.
Yep.
I don't know what happened, though.
Okay, so I have to pull this up because I highlighted certain parts of this because it's super juicy. But essentially, to paraphrase, because I don't have it right here, there's a piece.
Why'd you bring it up without having it? That was
I
an
had
odd
it.
decision.
I had it, and then we started talking about breaking news, and then my phone closed, and it wasn't
all right.
saved. But essentially, when Cooper Kupp and the Rams parted ways, he felt very disrespected by them. He didn't get any calls from people within the organization thanking him for his contributions to the team. Super Bowl MVP. He and Sean McVay have talked since, and they have a good relationship, and he has a good relationship with Matt Stafford. But people within the organization, the powers that be, were very shady towards him on the way out. And he and his camp felt like they were going around to potential suitors for him, saying that he was washed and that he didn't have a lot left to give, bringing down his value.
Interesting.
Then in the elevator, there was an incident in the game where there was a mishap, and Cooper Kupp was part of it. And the Rams were kind of like scoffing about it, like laughing, like, yeah, of course it was him. And the Seahawks were like, what? How dare you? In the elevator, and it led to a confrontation.
Who was in this elevator?
Coaches. The coaches that came down from the booth at halftime.
So you had both sets of coaches, and they were talking junk to each other about Cooper Kupp during the game?
In the elevator, and it spilled over into after the game. But the Seahawks coaches took that, and they went into the locker room at halftime. We're like, yeah, the Rams were talking about our guy in the elevator, and then the Seahawks mounted a furious comeback to win the game.
This was on Sunday?
No, that incident was in the game in January, I believe. January or December, whenever the second game was. Probably
Wow.
December.
Didn't know this.
It's a very juicy piece. And I'm not surprised that the Rams would be so disrespectful to someone that had done a lot for them in Cooper Kupp.
So this was all brought up just for you to have the hair thing and then the one shot in the camera and for the audience to do
No,
that.
this was brought up because we, as a collective, have said we love that beefs are back in the NFL. And now we have two teams that were playing in the NFC Championship game that are in the same division that hate each other. And that they hate each other so bad they had to be separated in an elevator.
By the way,
over a star player, no less.
Sean McVay is awesome. Everyone says great things about him. Is he bad at goodbyes? Wasn't there a whole thing with Jared Goff, too, where it wasn't like a clean goodbye? And they went to a Super Bowl together
He felt
as well?
a type of way about that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we all learn how to do these things, and the goodbye is not easy, right? The hello is a lot easier than the goodbye with anything in life. And maybe this is you finally found a knock on Sean McVay, is if he's going to get rid of you, he's going to be a little bit more cold-hearted than when he gets you in the first place. I don't know. This is new to me.
Well, I'm going to read directly from The Athletic here. After the Rams cut Kupp last March, he was stunned that the most powerful people in the Rams organization never called to thank him for his time with the franchise. He later debriefed with McVay and maintains a good relationship with his former head coach and many of his former teammates, including Matt Stafford. But that, to me, screams front office. That screams ownership. And that is not a good look.
You were so happy to bring this up.
Just beefs.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because you wanted to put it in the midst of all of the other beefs, not because you wanted to hate on the team that you hate on more than any other team in sports.
No,
the LA